Alright, what's up, y'all? So I'm back once again, and I want to talk about the problems I had with my Pontiac Torrent and the Chevy Equinox. They share the same body and stuff. So I got a list because there's a lot of things wrong with this damn car. I like the body of it. I just don't like the mechanical and everything else with it. So, like I said, I'm going down the list. There's a lot of things wrong with this car. So we're gonna start off with the ECU, the car's computer. All right. So when I got the car, I was having a lot of like door locks and stuff be going crazy and poor acceleration and stuff. So I had to order a new computer, and I did a video of this back then of how to program it and stuff. That was a thing. And when I was driving, here's the problems I was having. The car would just be going haywire. Like poor acceleration, steering wheel was locking up. Well, I mean, it was turning, but it felt stiff and hard to turn. It's just everything was going wrong with this. So I replaced the car's computer, ECM, and I took care of the problem for a while. I'm gonna get back to that. So along with that problem, I replaced the starter, thinking, because I was having starting problems. You know what? Let me back up to that starter, because I got this list out of order. So the ECU problem, okay? So now I got that fixed after I got the computer, and now maybe 2 or 3 months down the line, my car is overheating and my temperature gauge is not working. Other gauges is working now, but my temperature gauge, I can't see the temperature of the car, and my car was running hot a lot. So I read somewhere where they said change that temperature sensor. Change that. Nothing. So it was like, it kind of like it works when it wanted to work, but I was still having a lot of problems. So my girl knew a guy. Now I don't do this because I never done this before, so I wanted to get somebody who does this a lot. So she said she knew a guy that can look at it. All right, I take it to the guy. Off bat, he says head gasket. I'm like, it can't be a head gasket. So I put the damn head gasket sealer in there, and it was so bad it didn't even work. Now I'm sure a lot of people it will work for, but in my situation it didn't work. I left the car with him. He tore the engine down, and he sent me pictures of the head gasket, and they were fucked up bad. Like no head gasket sealer would have fixed that. That was pretty bad. It was cracked in multiple places. I mean, it needed to be changed. Now, a lot of head gasket places, that do head gas, they would have charged probably about $3,000 to $4,000 or $5,000. And me, honestly, I don't think this car is nowhere near worth that price. But he gave me a good price on it. I think he did it for about $1,500. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. So he did it. Now, in the hints of me trying to figure out what is causing my car to overheat like this. And this is before I found out it was a head gasket. I changed the water pump. because I thought the water pump wasn't cycling correctly. I did that. For some reason it worked for a second, but started going back to overheating again. I changed the thermostat, the temperature control sensor, and that was, like I said, that was before I found out it was a head gasket. I'm trying everything before I go jump that route. And at the same time, before the head gasket problem, I'm thinking maybe it's the pulleys that's not like maybe one of them locked up or something, and it's not cycling that water pump right. So I changed all my pulleys, even put on a new water pump on this car, a water pump. So thermostat, water pump, and I did a radiator flush. Like, I literally drained it out, put a high-end hose, and try to flush anything out of there, along with side of changing the factory antifreeze. They want you to put that orange shit in this car. I don't like that shit, and that shit tear up cars to me. So I flushed that out and went to what is that? The all model antifreeze, where it can go in any model car. But I made sure I flushed all of the that orange shit out of here. I don't even think cars should have that in there. Any cars. Ask any mechanic. They tell you that orange shit in your car will fuck your car up, and it will. It corrodes it real bad. They're not really good for cars. I don't even know why they put them in these new cars. But anyway, I took that out and put all around antifreeze in here. It's like this clearish green color. So it's all-purpose antifreeze. So it can go in any car. But you got to make sure you flush all of that orange shit out of your car before you even attempt to put that in your car. So I did that. I changed the pulleys, water pump. So after doing all that, got all that fixed. Now, when I got this car, I didn't have good heat. I do now, but I bled the car. I did everything I could to try to. I'm thinking it's air in there somewhere. No, you want to know what the problem was? It wasn't air in the line. The reservoir was not cycling. So it's like you got a line running from the reservoir, the heater core. Well, what it was is this hose was kind of at an angle like that. So I had to put it downwards where it can cycle correctly, because it was a blockage keeping it from cycling in the proper way it's supposed to. So yeah, that was that. And I didn't figure that out until my uncle came out, because he's real good at cars. I mean, he the one showed me how to work on these cars and stuff. So he came over one day and we messing around with it for about an hour, and he was like, you know what? Take that line off the heater core hose and let it run out from the reservoir so it can flow out on its own. So I did that, and we waiting, nothing coming out. I'm like, what the hell? Now, before that, then this is how he figured it out. Like I said, he's very good with cars. He know a lot of information. So when we was doing our testing about the heat problem in his car, he put one hand on, you got two hoses running from the heater core out to the engine. So you got one going in and one coming out. The one coming out was hot, but the one going in, it was like faint warm, but not really warm. So he was like, oh, you ain't got it ain't flowing through your reservoir right. So we took that hose off. We waited for about 10 minutes, and it started slowly dripping out. So he added some more antifreeze to it, and now it's pouring out. So he was like, all right, put it back in there while it's flowing. So now it's flowing. In the middle of it flowing like that, I put it in there. We tightened everything down, let the car run, and damn sure I started getting heat. I didn't have heat that well in this car. So Let's see, what's next on the list? Okay. I was hearing a lot of roaring sound from this car when I was driving. Like a okay. Off bat, I knew what that was. I need to put a hub on here. Okay. Put a hub on both sides. That lasted me about a year. Before I had to turn around and put some more hubs on here. Hearing the same sound. Now I'm thinking, wait a minute, these are fucking brand new damn hubs. They should not be going out like that. Within 1 year of each other, come on. A brand new hub. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe it's an axle or something. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I took the hubs out, turning these axles to hear if I can hear that roaring, so I didn't hear it. Start turning the new hubs that I had a year ago, roaring. Like, how the hell new hubs that I just got start roaring? And I know I torqued them to specs. I got a torque wrench and all that. So I torqued it to spec. And it still did it. So, but then again, here's the thing. The hubs I did buy, now this was my fault. They were from eBay Motors, so yeah, no, that's probably why I was doing that. So this new set I bought was factory from the auto store, and $400. I think it was about $400. Well, it was about 120 each. No, not $400. It was 120 each, or 150 each, something like that. About 3, I guess. So I changed the hubs. Now, when I got this car, I didn't never have 4-wheel drive. This is a 4-wheel drive car. But whoever had the car before me, it's like the back end of the drive was there, but the front end was missing. So maybe those joints wore out and they just took it off. So I'm like, now this is 2 years down the line of me having this car. I said, you know what? I want my 4-wheel drive back. Order them. They come, they looking great. They looking damn good. I mean, they're brand new. Or remanufacture drive shaft. So I said, okay. I came in this long ass, big ass box. I said, okay, I'll do this weekend. So I get the car off the ground, all 4 wheels off the ground and everything. Get ready to put this on. All right. I get ready to I pulls it up to the flange. Not the right fitting. What? Why isn't this the right fitting? So I'm doing research now. Like, wow, I thought they only fit one side, for the Equinox and the Pontiac Torrent. It's the same damn car. Only difference is the damn bumper. Literally, same car. Only difference is the bumper is different on these cars. But everything else, the interior, everything is the same. Literally the same. Just the bumper different. So I'm like, why won't this fit? Start doing some research. Every other damn car, this will fit of Equinox and Pontiac Torrent. But for some reason, my Pacific year, 2008, this damn thing, no one had. It is hard to find this one. It's like this car right here is specifically a drive shaft specifically designed for this one. Can't find it nowhere. So I just end up contacting the guy. I'm like, look, this ain't fitting on my car. He even looked in his warehouse and said, like, we ain't got that one in. That model you sent from the old one, we ain't got it. No one else has it. So he was like, all right, just we're gonna send your return letter and you can just return it. We'll give your money back. Because no one had it. I even looked elsewhere. Can't find it nowhere. Drive shaft. So I said, you know what? Forget it. I done 2 years on 2-wheel drive and it worked fine, whatever. Besides, I ain't going on no off-road up here anyway. So about a year and a half in, this car started having a hard shift problem. Like I'll be driving, you can feel the car shifting. Turn this off. I'm getting kind of hot now. You can feel the car, even to this day. I wouldn't say it's bad, but it was having a hard shift problem. Like I'll be driving and you can kind of feel it shifting. Like usually you don't supposed to feel a car shifting gears, you know, an automatic transmission. But this one I can feel. Like I can feel like when I get up to 40, I can feel it shifting. It kind of give you the, you know, like a light little jerk. Now that all came down to my ECM or PCM, wherever you want to call it, my car's computer. So I changed that, and that stopped for a while, but it's somewhat there, but it's not as bad. So I just like, you know what, I'll deal with it. You know, this is pretty much my during the week car anyway, so I don't care about this car. As far as now, I used to love it, but now it's just like, as long as it give me the A and B, I don't care. Okay, so the next thing about this car, I'm feeling you hear that when I'm braking. Not at low speeds, at high speeds. I'm hearing this. I'm like, damn, what the hell is that? The hell is that now? Like you can feel the car kind of vibrate when I'm braking kind of hard. Not that I drive aggressive or brake hard, but you know, like if someone jump in front of you and you gotta hurry up and brake, you feel that. So I'm thinking, now that been happening for a while since I had this car. I'm like, all right, maybe it's the rotor. Change the rotors. Also, I changed the brakes all the way around too. Change the rotors, the two front rotors. Okay, still hearing it. What the hell? So I just dealt with that, you know, of that doing that. But in the midst of that, I just let that go, you know, like whatever, you know, the car stopped and I changed the guider pins and all that, thinking they was maybe sticking because my right side, driver's side guider pin was frozen in there. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's the problem. I did that now. That stopped for like a month. Cool. Got that going. Now this is kind of more recent, but I'm going to come back to that. My ABS is always on this car for some damn reason. My anti-braking system. It works. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. All my tire sensors and all that working. It can, like, it's reading the speed and all that. So, and besides, I done changed two hubs, and they come with ABSs and shit. So, the only ones I didn't change is in the back, but I don't see no problems with that. But so that's always on. Oh, and I always say check tire pressures. Okay, but it can read the tire pressures. Like my car sits at 44 psi. But it's saying check it all the time, like something's wrong with it. Like maybe a sensor or something on them tires bad. But it can read it. So I know it's not bad. So there's that. Okay, now going back into that braking situation. Later on, actually, a few days ago, I found out what that was. And I found that out while I was under the car one day. So I'm under the car, and I glance to the right. You know the whole thing that the control arm is connected to, where it runs from the control arm to the body of the car? Well, it's got a front bolt that connects to that body. Why the hell is that rusted through? It's not even on there. It's like, it's just a hole there. And the bolt just sitting there. So when I'm braking, it's not supported and it's doing this. So yeah, so now your boy gotta go weld some shit up to make a template body for that. Right now, call me ghetto. But what I did was, now this I wouldn't recommend doing this, but this temporary until I can get under there this weekend to do some serious welding. But I dropped the control arm a little bit, and I did put like a little one of those house bricks under there and set it back just so it can stop rocking. I know I've been going probably about a year and a half of this, of me not knowing this. So I put that on there, and so it can stay in place. Now, this is just temporary. I put it back in there, and I dropped the jack a little bit so it can rest on there. And now when I'm braking, it's not doing that shaking like like that anymore. Just a little bit. But it's not bad. It is not bad. It's compared to what I'm used to. I would rather deal with that. So that tells me right now that I'm gonna have to probably go to Home Depot, get a little small steel beam, and weld it to the good part, and make a new template, and drill a hole where that bolt can run from the control arm up into, and bolt it at the top. So I'm gonna have to make a new support frame for that. That was the reason why my braking was so shitty. All right, last and not least, for this whole month, I could not get this car started for shit. I was on the road. No, I was stationed somewhere, and I want to start the car. And no, it was raining. So I went to start the car, and the car would not start for anything. No matter what I did, I unplugged the battery, took the fuse out to the PCM. I'm trying to desperately start this car, and it would not start. Finally, I did get it to start. All right, I gotta go. So I'm like, damn, but I need some gas though. So I stopped at the gas station. I didn't want to leave my car running because I got a lot of stuff in here. I didn't want nobody jump in and steal it. So I took a chance, cut it off, couldn't get it back on. Now at this time, I'm like, damn, what do I do? Call my girl, like, you still got that AAA? I mean, I got towing on my insurance on this car, but they charge, it's like after so many miles they charge something on there. AAA, them they'll tow your ass anywhere pretty much, so without a charge, as long as you pay that subscription fee or whatever, a yearly subscription fee. But mine's, last time I had to get this car towed, I think I had to come out of $50 to tow it back to where I live. It's like after 5 miles, they charge they charge you a fee. So, but she got AAA, call her. She gave them the description. They towed her damn car home. No, I'm sorry. That was another time. I'm so sorry. They didn't tow the car because I eventually did get the car started while in the midst of her calling a AAA. So once I did get it started at the gas station, I'm thinking of another time. I'm sorry. That was probably one of them times or something else. But about this car. So she called AAA. I was able to get it started. And I just drove it home. Now at this time, it's running rough. It's running like shit. Steering wheel my door's going crazy and needles not working. And it's just horrible. So I get it home, pull my caddy out so I can put this back in the backyard because I know I got to work on this car. I can't be driving this car with it's doing like that. So I parked it. All right. So for the remainder of the week, I drove my caddy. All right. Coming the weekend, week by week, I've been trying to figure out what this problem is, why this car not starting. And I see a lot of people been having this problem. So I'm gonna tell you what my problem is. Maybe it might help your problem. So, and I'm gonna post a picture of what to look for. So, turns out the harness that's running from the BCU, I mean not BCU, the ECM and over into the alternator, you got your exhaust that runs up from the motor and down the flange. Well, somehow this harness got loose. I guess the part that holds it up dry rotted and dropped down onto the exhaust. So now it's just sitting there. And I didn't know this. The whole time, my car been running shit. So, now no, me just trying to, for weeks, I stripped this car down, took out the BCM body control module in this car, opened it up to see anything look burnt or anything out of place. Took the dash, thinking maybe it's my starter or my solenoid. Everything. I'm like digging through everything. So what it turned out to be was this. All right, that picture, that harness is resting on the exhaust. Now, what it was doing is, after me opening that wire harness up, it was a wire that I needed to fix. And what it was doing was grounding itself out. So that was probably a hot wire when it was grounding itself out, causing a shortage. Thank God it didn't fry anything else, but that's why my car was going crazy and going haywire. So I'm wondering if it's been like that the whole time. Because I ain't gonna lie, since I fixed that, this car been running much better. So, yeah, your boy had a lot of problems wrong with this car. And I should have probably got another car, honestly, to put this much money and work into it. But I felt like I put a lot of time modifying this car, and I just didn't feel like starting over, you know? I just couldn't let it go for some reason. A lot of people probably would have, but I'm like, I like this car. Well, I like the look of it. And I like the fact that my seat let down to like a table. No other car that I know does that. In the front, your passenger seat does that. That's the main reason why I didn't want to get around to doing that. Because when I'm doing this, I like to have my computer over here, well, where my phone at, and have my accessories on a little table. Might want to DoorDash something. I got a little table to put my stuff on over here. So it's like, I didn't want to get rid of this car. I liked that feature. It's like my office, you know? But yeah, these are all the problems I was having with this car. So, will I recommend a Pontiac Torrent or a Chevy Equinox 05 to 08 or whatever? No, I won't, because it's a shitload of problems. Lately, GM don't make their cars like the way they used to. These new cars, I'm going to be honest with you, 100% honest with you. The way they make these newer cars, they're not meant to last. They're meant to replace within probably 10 years. If that. Within 10 years, you're going to have to replace something. Because you look at a lot of older cars, like cars that was 1999 and under. Maybe we'll say as far as 2000 and under. Them cars still going good. But these cars, that's 2001 and up, for some reason, they don't last the way they're supposed to. Something always going wrong electronically, or they making them cheaper. Where you got to constantly fork out more money for things on these cars. They just don't last the way they used to. Even for the people that got the newer Equinox, the Terrain and all that, I say you probably got 8 to 10 years as most. But a car as old as these ain't gonna last. They just not meant to last like that. Unless you're gonna be forking out money replacing shit on there. Alright, that's my video. I just wanted to give you a rundown of all the things and the problems I had with this car. And hopefully that will help y'all out, So if you're having problems with it starting, maybe try to check and see if that cord on the exhaust. I'm probably sure in a few more weeks there's going to be something else wrong with this car. Like I said, I'm always constantly working on it, so I'll be back when something else wrong with it. But until then,